Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafikah binti Abdullah. So the title for my thesis is Consumers Awareness Toward Contaminated Peanut-Based Product in Terengganu. In peanut, there are three contamination. The first is aflatoxin, also called as biological contamination. Then the second is salmonella, also known as biological contamination. Lastly, metal pieces, which is we call physical contamination. This table shows the global peanut consumption, and then we can see that Malaysia are listed in top 20 as the highest world consumption of peanuts. Next, I would like to proceed to the problem statement. Peanut are easily exposed to contamination, which is aflatoxin. Okay, other than aflatoxin, salmonella and metal pieces also occur in peanut-based product. And then, majority of consumer not aware of food contamination and issue related to food contamination. And then lastly, issue of aflatoxin contamination in peanut-based product. In Terengganu was reported that aflatoxin has exceeded the permitted limit. This study have three objectives. The first is to determine the level of consumer awareness. And then the second is to identify the level of knowledge, attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavior control. And then the third objective is to analyze the relationship between knowledge, attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavior control. For this study, have four hypotheses. For the respondent have 150 consumer in Terengganu. For the independent variable, which are knowledge, attitude, perceived behavior control, and subjective norm. Lastly, for the dependent variable, which is consumer awareness toward contaminated peanut-based product. This study was applied to theory, which is TBB and KAP. Okay, this is the figure of the TPB. And then this is the figure of KAP. However, practice element is not chosen for this study because this study focuses on consumer awareness, and practice element is more focused on manufacturers' hygienic practice during handling the peanut-based product. Okay, basically, the contamination of peanut-based product occur during the process of making the peanut-based product. So, the practice element is more focused on the manufacturer's hygienic, because the aflatoxin contamination is occur during the process of making the peanut-based product. So, the practice element is not suitable for this study because this study focus on consumer awareness. So, the practice element is not chosen for this study. From the three previous studies shows that level of consumer awareness was low. For the factor, previous study of knowledge shows that low level of knowledge. For the previous study of level attitude was low. Next, the level of subjective norm was high and level of perceived behavior control was high. Next, the effect from previous study, the variables of knowledge and attitude was significant. For subjective norm have lowest influence. Lastly, perceived behavior control have high positive correlation. For the research design, this study used quantitative and then the combination of TBB and KP. And then for the data collection was self-administered questionnaire. And then for the study population and sample size was 150 consumer of peanut-based product in Terengganu. This is based on Solvin's formula. And then for the sampling technique was the study was using purposive sampling. Terengganu will be selected because this study there is issue of contaminated peanut-based product in Terengganu due to aflatoxin level exceeded the permitted limit set by Malaysia Food Act 1983 and Regulation 1985. This study was used three analyses. The first is reliability analysis. The second is descriptive analysis, and lastly correlation analysis. Okay, for the reliability test, the value of the chrome alpha for this study is were above 0.7, and then the variable of the study was accepted because based on the table, if the Kobayashi alpha reading is greater than 0.6, then all the variables are suitable for the study. For descriptive analysis was used to measure the demographic profile of consumer awareness, and then this analysis also used on the Likert scale. Okay, the result of the descriptive analysis also based on the objective 1 and 2. The result of demographic profile shows that gender, female, age between 20 to 29, and education level, which are degree, master, PhD, have a highest percentage. Then for the race Malay, income less than RM 500, and how often consumer eat peanut, which is less than once a month, have a highest number of percentage. The result for the mean score of awareness was medium. This contradicts with the 3 previous studies. They found that low mean score of awareness. And then the result for the attitude was high mean score. So from previous study was similar with the previous study, which is high mean score. Another previous study was have moderate mean score. Result of the mean score of subjective norm was high. So similar with the previous study, this study also conclude that the level of subjective norm was high. However, there is contradict with the Sanusi. They found that the level of subjective norm was low. Okay, next is perceived behavior control. The result for this study was medium mean score. This is contradict with the study from the Hassan. They carry out that the result of their study was high mean score. However, contradict with the study from Pisoni. They found that the level of perceived behavior control toward food contamination was low. Okay, lastly, the result of mean score of knowledge from the study was high. And then this is similar with the study from Leong and Hassan. They found that the study have low level of knowledge. The second analysis for this study was correlation analysis. So this study was used normality test. So from this result, the significance does not follow normally distribute because the value was less than 0.05. I chose spearmint correlation because the result of the significance is not normally distribute. Okay, for the spearmint correlation, this study is to identify the relationship between the variables. So this is based on the objective 3. Okay, this study was used rule of thumb. The result shows that the attitude was significance, and then based on the rule of thumb, the result shows that low positive correlation. This is contradict with the study from Holakwe. They carry out that the study was high positive significance. The result for the subjective norm shows that significance, and then based on the rule of thumb shows that low positive correlation. Then this study proven by Sanusi, they also found that lowest influence in awareness. Next, the result for the perceived behavior control was significant, and then the result for the rule of thumb was low positive correlation. And then same with the study from Pusuni, there was significance for the result of the knowledge. The value shows that the variable of knowledge is not significant because the value is greater than 0.01. So the result for the rule of thumb is negligible correlation. And then however, is the result for the study was contradict with the Thoma, and they carry out that there was significant correlation between knowledge. Based on the result, knowledge and perceived behavior control have high mean score, while attitude and subjective norm have a medium mean score. Besides, this study also shows that all the variables had a significant relationship, except the variable of knowledge was not significant. Okay, for the recommendation, I recommend that this research can also be expanded to other states in Malaysia or the entire country to improve the study significance. That's all from me. Thank you.